Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for our Wednesday night training call. I'm very excited to be with all of you. I'm Executive National Vice President, Independent Consultant Tammy Clinton, and I am very excited to announce that we have a guest trainer next week joining us, the ENVP, Deanna Herron, which all of us, if you know her, you love her. She will be joining us next Wednesday as our guest. Now, as we journey through May, what we're going to be doing other than next week, we'll have a special message, is we're going to be going over the basics, and we're going to be going over different documents that can be found on our website. Since we've been through the changes that occurred at GTC with our big announcement of the new products and all the different things, our website has definitely been revised to reflect all of those different things. So I really want to spend these weeks in May just really reflecting on those and making sure that we're getting our basics down. We know where to find things and all of that. So you can guarantee that this month will be definitely a necessity for your business, so that you can kind of just get refreshed and familiar with all the different changes and all of that that's going on. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start what we have tonight that we want to share. Tonight, guys, we are going to talk about being a booking machine. So many of us, as we go through this business, we know that the recipe for success is booking. We know that that's very important to the success of our business, and that really is our primary job responsibility. I remember in human resources, I would have to write out all the job descriptions for every job that existed at the company. And the first line was always the primary job responsibility. So what that meant is this what you get paid to do. And so nothing different than with Arbonne. We have a certain way that we get paid, and it's off of getting our appointments and making sure that we keep those appointments. And so tonight what I want to do is spend a little bit of time and hang out with you in a quick amount of time, actually. It's going to go by fast. I want to spend time with you, helping you to really understand how to get bookings and even take you through basic skill sets and train you on a lot of those different aspects that maybe you haven't thought of before, because we know that we definitely have to get our bookings. So let's talk about that. So if you feel ever that you're having a hard time getting bookings in your business, I think it's important for us to know that it's not a booking problem. It's actually a mindset problem. And there's a lot of reasons why I know that to be true. And I'm going to go ahead and do a different kind of share screen real quick. I know that to be true because when you are in this business and you have, let's go ahead and go through. I did all these animations. I definitely want you to see them. So if you feel like you're having a hard time getting bookings, then it's not a booking problem. It's always a mindset problem. When you get a new mindset, you get new results. So it's all about you and how you perceive getting your bookings. And let me just prove it to you. If I were to say to you, go get your bookings over the next 30 minutes and I'll pay you, I'll write you a check for $10,000. Would every single one of you go get your bookings for your business? Absolutely, absolutely. You couldn't run fast enough. You couldn't work hard enough. You would be finding your bookings. And so whenever you think of it as a booking problem, just remember that analogy. If I were going to pay you $10,000 to go get your bookings, would you go get it? Yes. Okay. Well, then that's not a booking issue. It's a mindset issue. And so common sense says, and I've been using that phrase a lot because I think it is something we've really got to latch on to and see as a truth. When you see Common sense says that when you see other people getting their calendar full and getting their appointments for their business, common sense says that you can too. God doesn't just isolate you and say, oh, this one and this one and this one's going to get their bookings, but no, not so much for you. You're not going to get yours this month. He doesn't pick and choose who's going to achieve and who's not. I mean, it's literally who's willing to put the work in. And it does take work to get your bookings, no doubt. It's part of your job description. So I'm not denying that it isn't work. It is work to get your bookings. I work at it every single month, and I have for every single month that I've been in this business. So count them up, 13 years, 12 months in a year. I work at it every single month. But I will tell you, even as long as I've been in this business, I could use the excuse, oh, I've been in this so long, I can't find anybody to book with. Or I could use the excuse, oh, I've got family in the business, so they're all signed up under them. I could use all kinds of excuses, but you have to understand that in order to achieve, you have to really get rid of the excuses and just really focus on the effort. So moving on, the question really comes by, are you using the swing by verbiage? Are you using the coffee date verbiage that we've been talking about? Are you booking off of your appointments? These are all things that we've been sharing that is very much successful. These are things that are very much working. So the question is, are you being coachable? I know sometimes, when you hear of somebody, hey, do these coffee dates, send out 10 texts for setting up coffee dates. Some of us do it, some of us don't. The ones that are doing it are being coachable because they're relying on the success of others to tell them, okay, common sense says if they're doing it, I can do it and get the same result. So don't be lapsadaisical in your approach to your business. If you really want success, do the things that will bring you success. If you feel like you've hit a wall and you say self-defeating things like, I can't get anyone to book, I don't know who to ask. If I were your coach, what I would challenge you to do is to really think about what you're saying and think about so deeply that you're self-evaluating to really discover your own truths. Just like a medical doctor, if you go to a medical doctor, they're just practicing medicine, okay? They're practicing medicine. They're not God. They're practicing medicine. They're giving you an educated guess as to what's wrong with you based off of the questions they ask you and the answers you give them. That is how they diagnose your issues. So the same can be true for this business. Is if you're having troubles getting bookings and so forth and saying those self-defeating things, really give yourself a diagnosis and ask yourself, okay, well, the truth is, how many did I really text? Oh, 5? Well, that might be my problem. How many responded to you? How are you asking? What verbiage are you using? Are you using the proven verbiage? How are you following up when you don't hear from somebody? Are you responding with 2 dates to control and assert the booking? Or are you just letting them pick and have free reign to your calendar? These are all questions I ask whenever I'm coaching someone who's saying, I'm having trouble with getting bookings. I'm going to ask them these questions because the answers to those questions actually help me to figure out and to share with them the truth so that they can really disperse that thought process of, oh, I can't get any bookings. I don't know who else to call. I can literally show them, well, we've done some of the right things. We've just not done enough of the right things. So that's generally what the problem is it's just people haven't done enough of the right things. So how do you go about this? Well, you commit to a power hour. You commit to the power hour and you use our booking verbiage. It's proven to work. Don't use words like party and host. Those are scary words. No one wants to do those. You need to use casual, fun words whenever you're booking. When you're booking, always have your open dates ready so that you can give the person 2 dates to choose from. If you narrow their options down from 31 days in May to 2 days that you're giving them to book from, they're going to really see that and latch onto that a little bit faster and easier. Now, I will tell you, in the month of May, because I've lived through 13 Mays in my business, I do know that May is typically a busy business towards the end of the month because end of school year, awards programs, all of those kind of fun things, musical programs, sports, all of that's happening towards the back end of May. So what you got to do is think like a business entrepreneur and say, okay, during the month of May, I am going to really focus on the last part of May. I'm going to focus on the empty nesters and I'm going to focus on the retirees because I know for a fact they could care less whether or not school is in or not because they don't have kids at home. And you're going to have success in booking for them. So just kind of think about that. And then towards the end of the month when you're trying to fill up your June, what I would encourage you to do is go ahead and at that point, when you're looking at mamas of school age kids, you can start booking your June with those different individuals. Moving on, here are some extra tips. Whenever you are trying to book and the person responds back to you and says, I don't have my calendar in front of me. I'll have to wait until I get home and see Johnny's little tournament schedule or whatever it is. I always come right back and I say, that's okay, Dana. Listen, what I would love to do is just pencil you in. Let's pencil in next Thursday or next Saturday, whichever one you think. And if you have to change it, it's okay. But let's at least just pencil a date in so that I can protect that for you. So I say it in a way that is taking control and making sure I get the booking closed on my calendar. Now, if the person is like, oh, Tammy, I'm moving, there's no way I can, have you come by, my house is a mess, or I'm remodeling my house, or little Johnny's got the flu, whatever it is, if you keep getting a no, one thing you can think about is turning your no into a yes by saying, that's okay, I totally understand. Listen, could I at least drop by a 7-day system so that you could try it? And you could drop her off a skincare system and then follow up with her in a week. So there are ways for you to not hit a dead end with a person. There's ways for you to strategically get your yeses, turn your no's into yeses. Now, one thing that might happen is you might call someone or, you're trying to reach someone. Don't leave detailed messages ever. You want to just say, hey, this is Tammy. Give me a call back real quick. I've got a question to ask you. And just leave it very vague. Don't put all the information on that voicemail. That would be not a good way to do it. The other thing is in booking and getting your bookings for the month lined up, one of the biggest things that you have to do at the first of the month is make some decisions. And some of the decisions that you have to make is you have to decide, how many appointments do I want for the month? How many do I want? Because we know the recipe for success is 8. Are you willing to do the recipe for success, or do you want to go a little bit slower? Choice is yours. You totally have full reign of your business. You can go at whatever pace you want to. If you want to have some good promotion, good increase, good paychecks, good steady consistency, I encourage you to always book at least 8. But decide for yourself, how many do I want for the month? And then make a decision to create a little, Tammy deadline or a Sandra deadline or an Alora deadline, call it whatever, but it's your deadline, it's your personal deadline to get your calendar booked for the month. And for example, today, maybe we say our deadline to get our appointments on the book is tomorrow night at this time. I'm going to give myself 24 hours to just power down, throttle down, and get the 8 bookings. So typically, and this is true for a lot of us, typically it's hard work to get your first 8, but then once you get your first 8, if you can just really do the swing by verbiage in your trifecta to try to get your bookings off of your bookings, then what's going to happen is you'll have revolving activity that revolves into the next month, and you won't have to work as hard to get your appointments. But initially, you got to get the snowball going down the hill so it can start collecting the snow and creating a big mound of success, right? So you have to spend a little focus time, a little energy, roll up them sleeves, and really create the momentum that you want. Just like, you know, when I fly and go off somewhere, when we went to Vegas, you know, many of us flew out there. Well, you know, I flew Southwest, so whenever I was on that Southwest airplane, guess what? Most of the fuel was actually during the takeoff, all right? So all of the fuel and all of the energy was in the takeoff of that airplane. And so think of yourself in the same way. Your whys are what will keep you going in this business after the success that you desire. Keep those really, really close to you as you're taking off with your momentum. All right, moving on. Sometimes when we're booking, we're like, okay, who do I call? Who do I call? You've got to visit and revisit your 100-person contact list over and over again. There's not even a number I can give you as to how many times I've rewrote out my contact list. I know we're in the age of the cell phone, and many people just try to look through their contacts through their cell phone. But I'm old school. I like to handwrite out my 100-person contact list because I don't know, it seems like when I pick up a pen, I actually start thinking about people that maybe aren't in my phone. Something you should always know, though, that your contact list should never shrink. It should always grow. We're meeting new people every single day of our life. Every single day of our life that we're out. Now, you have to get out of your house, but every single day we're meeting new people. And just like yesterday, I went to lunch with Jordan, and he had gotten our table before I got there. And I came in and I sat down, and he said, Mom, you're going to want to give your business card to the waitress because she looks like she would be great at Arbonne. My son telling me this, all right? So I got to use my digital business card, Lauren and Alora. I was so excited. That was so easy to do. So I just asked her, I said, may I send you my digital business card? I think you need to take a look at what I do. And by you doing that, I'd love to give you a little goodie sample bag for checking it out. And she said, sure. So I said, well, I'll need your cell phone number and I'll send you over my business card. So I did. And then I'm trying to schedule a Starbucks with her. So I didn't know Jessie until yesterday at 12:30 in the afternoon. She was my waitress. So we're meeting people every day, but do we have our eyes open and aware of who we're meeting so that we can add them to our contact list? When? We've got to know when we can book because we have the blessing of time freedom in this business. We get to work this business around our life. So on your calendar, you need to figure out when you can have your events for the month by putting your faith, family, and job on your calendar first. Then find the open spots on your calendar and just circle them really big because when you do that, it's easy to just take one glance and look and see when you have a couple of open spots on your books. So know that. Now, your expectations, I really want you guys to understand that they're are some things that you should know as you're booking so that you feel normal and you feel like you're not the only one. First of all, this is a Robert Clinton quote. He's actually been known to quote me many things over the lifespan of my business, and mostly because he's a man and not emotional. He's all business, which is a plus because I pull on that strength. Us women have tendencies to be a little bit more emotional, right? So he's quick to remind me every single time I get upset or frustrated or down about one thing or another. He'll say, don't take it personal. It's just business. So that's your Robert Clinton quote for the night. So as you're booking and you're seeing that some people aren't responding or, they're not answering you with a yes, don't take it personal. People are just busy. It's nothing against you. It's all about them. If you are thinking that it's about you, then you're not thinking about the other person. I actually made that mistake early in my business. I called my good friend Sandy, and back then we didn't do texting. We called, and I called her and asked her for a booking, and she said yes, she was going to get me a date. Of course, back then I learned by trial and error. I didn't get the pencil-in date, hung up the phone, and then I could never get her back. I kept calling her, and she never would answer her phone. So then the mind started rolling, and that was one of the times that Robert said, Tammy, it's not personal. It's just business. She's probably just busy. Well, little did I know, 3 months later, she calls me back. She had had a horrible horse accident and was hospitalized for 3 months solid on her back. She had to learn to walk, and she had to learn to talk. And here I am thinking about her not calling me back. I mean, you talk about a slap in the face. I was like, whoa, this is a great lesson for me to learn. It wasn't personal. Sandy was fighting for her life, and I'm over here in Norman, Oklahoma thinking, oh, woe is me. She won't call me back. My feelings are hurt. I mean, really, let's get real with how we feel and just look at things a little bit differently and look at it as it's just business. People are busy, and just give them the benefit that maybe there might be something going on in their life that is causing them a delay in responding to you. The other thing is don't overthink it. Don't prejudge people and say, I shouldn't ask her. I shouldn't ask her. She's already successful. She probably wouldn't use it. Don't prejudge anybody, or you are slashing off people off of your list. And I can guarantee you the most successful people on my team are the ones that I could have looked at and prejudged, but I didn't. I asked them anyway. So don't overthink things, that's for sure. And the next thing is you will hear no, and it's going to be okay. You will hear no, I'm not interested, and it's okay. And you're going to have some that are like crickets, not responding to you. And guess what? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Keep asking. I remember hitting my first wall when I was a district manager going, I don't know who else to call, that mindset kicking in. It was a mindset issue, not a booking issue. But I called Martha, and I was like, Martha, I don't know who else to call. I'm calling to you because I know you're so successful in this business, and you're going to give me the answer that I need to be able to get my bookings. And her words to me were, just keep booking. Just keep asking. That's all she said. Tammy, that's the secret. You just got to keep asking. You're sorting through the people that you know. MVPs in this business are just those that just kept on sorting and using discipline to keep pushing through to get their bookings. We kept going until the job was done. And we realized that was our main job. You have to be your best boss. I posted on Facebook getting to go to lunch with my other son today, Jaron, and in my hashtag I put I said I love my boss because my boss is me, and I put a hashtag that says I'm the boss. In order for you to gain being the boss of your business and of you, it's through discipline. And you've got to set it aside. You've got to set time aside to get your bookings. And you don't have to wait until somebody's giving you a challenge in your upline or giving you something. Do a booking blitz all on your own. I am glad and excited to incentivize each and every one of you because I know how important it is to get your bookings. And so tonight we're going to be doing a 24-hour booking blitz, and we're going to post on our Facebook wall those that are actually going to get their 8 appointments by tomorrow night at this time. You each will win a prize. We're not going to have the one with the most or anything of that sort. I want everybody to be a winner who gets the recipe for success and keeps pushing through until they get their booking. So take a picture because this is our call to action as we end out our time together. Before I do, I want to show you one last thing as to where you can find the booking verbiage. And I want to kind of show that to you. Here's our website, livelovegive.us. Anything and everything on this website you can find in the All Documents section. When you click on it, it turns green. That tells you that it's right here in the section. But again, here's the search bar right here. If I wanted to find a document, I would just type it in there and it would show me all the different tabs that you would find that document. But just under documents, it's all alpha order. I want to bring up to you guys the booking verbiage that we use and kind of go over it real quick just to kind of show you the new form. This is all about showing you guys the new tools that we have to be able to be successful. So here is your booking verbiage. Now, on this form, you've got the swing by verbiage, you know, and what you do to set it up and what you do the day before your swing by. We've got our coffee date verbiage that we use, and this is the verbiage for the new consultants right here on top, if you see that. And then we've got the ones that have been in the business a while and are not new that are needing to set up their coffee dates for business. That's the seasoned consultant verbiage. And then this is dream team verbiage that you can use if you're going to be hosting a dream team for several people on your team. One document, one page that has all of your booking verbiage on it. The only thing that you need to remember is when you're at a get-together, just like we went over with our new presentation format last week, is when you're at the trifecta table and you're at the end of you've collected the sale and you're transitioning to getting a booking off of a booking, you say to that person after you know what they bought, if Jana bought a RE9 set skincare, then my booking question would be, Jana, I would love to swing by and let you sample a lot more of the nutrition products. And I'm available next Thursday if you are. I would love for you to try those. Or you can use the makeup or whatever she didn't buy, you can do a swing by. And then you can get your yes off of that. Guys, that's a wrap. That's a lot of information, and I hope that it's been helpful to each and every one of you to go over just some of the basics. But understand that really start with a strong mindset of achievement. Anything and everything you do. I was coaching my son this week. He's got his finals in college, and I said, babe, you know, games on the court are won and lost in the head. And the same is true in your classroom, and the same is true as you take your finals. It's won or lost in your head. So you've got to think about the feeling after you've taken that final. Feel that success. Own that success of that A that you're wanting to get on that paper. And, you know, life is about that, guys. And if we can just grab onto that as our life lesson through Arbonne, is to always think about our mindset in every single thing that we approach in life, whether we're parenting, whether we're working out differences with our spouse, or we're trying to, you know, get bookings for our Arbonne business, whatever it is, it all starts here. And so many things in life are lost between someone's 2 ears because they think they can't and therefore they can't. But if they think they can, therefore they can. I love each and every one of you. Thank you for your time tonight. Live, love, give, and think abundantly because abundance is chasing you. Mwah. Love you guys.